Hello everybody. Today is going to be another tutorial where I do a CSS animation. Now I already created the final animation. I don't know what I'm going to call this thing. I want to call it slide info, more image info thing. I don't know. But essentially there's an image in the background, there's a title, and when you hover over it, more information comes in. You see Spider-Man, and then when you hover, it says the Homecoming movie, and it has a description, sucks more balls than all the Kardashians put together. So we're going to create it right now. So let's just start off with the HTML. What you do need to have is Bootstrap. So I have Bootstrap in here. It's Bootstrap 4 Alpha 6, so that's good. It'd be great if you use it because I'm using that. And right now I'm just going to create a container. And after I create a container, I think I'm also going to create a row. Boom. Then I'm also going to create column 6. Oops. Another div. And I'm going to put colMD6. I'm also going to put class justify constant center because that centers the information. Now what I'm going to do is create another div. Another div, and we're going to call this block container. And then block container is going to have two other divs called block front and block back. So let's create these divs right now, and we're going to put block front, and we're going to duplicate it. If you have Atom, all you have to do is hold Control Shift D, and it will duplicate this, and we'll put block back right here. Now what we're going to do is create an image tag and have the source of the image be, well, I have Spider-Man PNG, so you can use whatever image that you can find, and within that I'm just going to put Spider-Man .png, and in the class I'm going to put image fluid. I believe image fluid is a Bootstrap class. Basically it just responds to whatever width that the container is in. So I think we got everything here. We don't have everything here. We have to add some other stuff. Another div tag called BG. This is going to be the background that's going to overlay on the image. In addition to that, we're going to have another div tag called text. And with text, this is what's going to overlay on the background. So we're going to have like an H3 tag. I believe I have H3 tag, and we're just going to put Spider-Man here. And at the back, what we're going to do is pretty much do the same thing, except remove, not actually include an image tag, just have a BG for background and have text here. So we'll have text, we'll just copy that, paste it in here. We have Spider-Man, and we'll have a P tag here, and we'll put summary or something like that, because why not? So let's just say that. All right, that was the final result. Let's look at it right now. Refreshing it, and you see Spider-Man summary. Okay, we didn't add any CSS, so that's fine. We're going to start adding the CSS. So I already added the CSS, but we're going to go from step 1 all the way to step 4. And I'll explain exactly what's going on. So let's uncomment out step 1 first. So step 1 is block container. And you make sure that the position is relative and the overflow is hidden. So the reason why you're going to add the position to be relative is because you're going to have other child elements doing position absolute, and relative is going to be the parent container that it's going to stick to. Also with overflow hidden, it's going to hide the back, what's it called? The block back from the information that's going to be sliding in the right. You'll see what's going on. So that's what's going to happen first. So position relative, and then for blocks, you're going to put position relative to and have the transition all to be 0.4 seconds ease out. The reason why you want to have transition is simply to have a smoother animation whenever you hover on the block elements, or at least the block container. Now for step 2, let's uncomment this out. I think we're just going to focus on the block back. And for block back, we're going to put transition translateX negative 100%. So basically it's going to push the block back to the left, all the way to the left. So it will be out of the picture. And also you're going to add position absolute, and it's going to position it to the top, because as you see here, this block back is at the bottom. So once it positions it all the way to the top, it's going to be here. And once you position translate X negative 100%, is always going, it's going to be all the way to the left. And since we have an overflow hidden, you're never going to see it, and that's what you want. Also, you're going to put height 100% with 100%, so it takes up the exact container width of the parent within height of the parent. Now, with the H3 and the P tag, you're going to have a transition all and a transition delay. And with the delay, it's going to be 0.4 seconds. The reason for that is, if you see the information here, once I hover over this thing, this text is going to push to the right, and this text and the paragraph tag is going to be pushed to the right after 0.4 seconds has happened. So it's very interesting. But right now we're going to keep it out of sight as well, and we're going to have translate X as negative 1000%, because if you just put negative 100%, you still see it halfway. It's very weird. Maybe I'll show you once the tutorial finishes. So here's the next step, and we're going to just focus on creating the background classes. So with the block back class, and have the background of it, the background is going to be RGB 2204, and just going to have a certain red. With Atom, you have this type of application that allows you to see what type of color it's going to look like. So Atom is a good text editor, but that's besides the point. So yeah, that's what's going to be the background color. And if you just put the background color in general, we're going to put it at RGBA, and have just a, an opaque black, make the position absolute. So it's going to be at the top of its parent container, and it's going to fit the height and width, or whatever the height and width is of the parent container. Now with the text, you're going to do display flex. And this, with display flex, it's a lot easier to center things, like with justify content center and align item center. Apparently, justify content center focuses on centering it in the y-axis, and align items is focusing on centering on the x-axis. Or maybe it's the other way around. In any case, you're also going to, make sure that the height and width fits the parent container, and put the position absolute, make the color white, and also transition it, make a smooth transition for it to have 0.4 seconds. And another thing I want to talk about with the transition has an all thing property, where it allows any type of property that you're going to animate have a transition of 0.4 seconds. So that's cool. Now let's actually just save this right now and see what it looks like. It's not going to really do anything. You're not going to see too much about it. You're probably just going to see the background. The red background is going to be hidden. It's all the way to the left, thanks to, let's see, the proper CSS that did it. Thanks to this, it's all the way to the left because I put translate X negative 100%. And not only that, this information is all the way to the left as well. So you're not going to even be able to see it in the red background. But now that we go to step 4, where once we hover over something, you see transform translate X to be 100%. And that's going to be for the text of the front of the image. So this is the front image, and this is the text container. That's the headers in the text container. So once it goes translate X 100%, it's going to move it all the way to the right, out of sight, because of the overflow hidden. Not only that, we have several other things that is going to happen. The block back H3 tag, that's inside the block back, or the HV tag that's inside the block back, I'm sorry, and the paragraph tag that's inside the block back, that's all going to translate to 0. But the cool thing is, since we have a transition delay, they're all going to come at different points. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think all I need to do here is just change some stuff up here. Cool. Save it, and you'll see the final result. So let's restart this thing. Now that we hover, Spider-Man summary, you see how it moves in. Once it hits, all these things come in. That's cool. So I guess we can like now just change some stuff here. Oh yeah, I wanted to show for the default what it looks like if it's at 100% instead of 1000. See, it's always halfway in, so you're going to see. Let's restart this thing again. Just to show you what I mean. You see, it's already here. It's already at this point, as opposed to be all the way out of sight. So it's better to actually put it at 1000% as opposed to 100%. So that's good. What else can I do? Let's talk about the Homecoming movie some more. So Spider-Man. No, I'm not gonna do all that. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just do it. The Homecoming movie. Homecoming movie. This movie just came out recently in 2017. Hopefully nobody watches this after 2017. I don't know. Just the Homecoming movie was worse than the surgery on Black China's butt cheeks. Yep, that sounds accurate. So let's reload that. And see here, okay, the Homecoming movie was worse than the surgery on Black China's butt cheeks. That sounds extremely accurate as hell. And I thank all of you for watching this. This is over 12 minutes. Holy crap, that's a lot. So I'm going to end it right here. Hopefully you learned something about CSS and transitioning. Cool.